Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today I'm going to be unboxing 3 Middle Eastern fragrances, including Paris Corner's Emir Vibrant Spicy Tobacco. So let's jump into it. We are back with another unboxing first impressions video of 3 Middle Eastern fragrances that I recently picked up from Perfume Online. Links are going to be down in the description if you decide you want to check any of these fragrances out. Also have a coupon code, save yourself $5 off your first purchase at Perfume Online if you decide you want to shop with them. Pretty excited about this. I got a nice variety. I got a Lattafa, I got a Swiss Arabian, and I got a Paris Corner in this haul. So let's quit screwing around and let's get into it. Kicking things off, we're going to start with the House of Lattafa. And this is one that I don't know why I didn't pick this one up earlier. It is a certified cheapie, and it is Lattafa's Abigail. Now you can pick this up for, what was it? $13 at Perfume Online. And this is the white edition. There's a rouge, the leather, and the poudre. I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm not French. But this is the white version. This is like the OG classic, and everyone tells me I gotta check this one out, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finally check this one out. All right, there we have the box presentation for Lattafa's Abigail. Nothing too special. Hologram and necessaries on the back, just typical cardboard box. Let's look at the bottle. All right, there we have the bottle presentation for Lattafa's Abigail. Nice, thick, heavy glass, huge base to this one. This one takes half the bottle as the base on this one. And the cap on this, really lightweight plastic, like incredibly lightweight, with these little kind of gemstones sitting up top, Lattafa logo on the very top there. But overall, pretty straightforward bottle presentation on this. And the atomizer on this sucker, yeah, not bad. A little on the weak side, but will get the job done. But what does this smell like? So right off the jump, just smelling this in the air from testing that atomizer. I've heard this is true about this, and some people kind of deny it, but it's got kind of a screechy synthetic opening to it. A very sweet, fruity sort of vibe, but it's definitely got kind of a synthetic, cheapy sort of vibe. So for 13 bucks, I don't know what I expected, but let's dive into this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Ooh, yeah, right off the test strip, I gotta give this a second. All right, so now that this is settled down, quite nice. This is a nice fruity citrus style of opening to this. Definitely has some orange that's worked in there. Get this pear fruity sweetness that's in there, and some hints of vanilla. It has like a clean, uplifting, light sort of feel going on to it. It really reminds me of Al Haramain's Gold Edition, so kind of an herba pura sort of vibe going on to this one right now, but very, very fresh, very light, kind of clean, citrusy, sweet kind of going on right now. As this is opening up, those citruses at the top are starting to fade back a little bit, and they're giving some room to this nice vanilla that's coming through, and that clean muskiness is still very much there. So fruity sweet pear, nice vanilla pushing its way through, that clean musk feel that's going on to it. Has a tiny bit of a dryness going on to it as well, adding a little bit of a dry texture to it overall, but very pleasant, enjoyable fragrance for sure. I definitely think it does kind of lean a little bit on the fruity side, a little bit more feminine at this point, but overall I think I could definitely wear this one. But let's get to the dry down, see what it does, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Lattafa's Abigail, the white edition. It's been about an hour, let this settle down, do its own thing. Hasn't changed a whole lot. It's still a very clean, fresh, musky, fruity, vanilla style of fragrance, and has that herba pura sort of vibe going on to it. You definitely pick up that fruity pear that's in here with that vanilla, and that nice clean musk that's working its way through. The amberiness of this, like the dryness that was there before, has kind of died off a little bit. Still a little bit there, but it wasn't as strong as it was when it was kind of like fresh out the gates. But overall, this is a very pleasant fragrance. Aside from that bit of a synthetic opening, so like I get it when people were talking about how this is got a bit of synthetic nature to it in the opening, for sure. That's definitely there. I definitely noticed that. But now that this has settled down, this is quite smooth, quite nice. Like I said, it's clean, fresh, musky, sweet style of fragrance. And I am enjoying this one. But like I said, I do think this leans a little bit on the feminine side. If you're a dude out there who like strong, leathery, you know, blood of your enemies, oud style of fragrances, real masculine, bold stuff, this is definitely not going to be for you. But if you don't mind kind of like a nice fruity, vanilla, musky style of fragrance, you might want to check this one out. And for 13 bucks, I mean, this is great. Bang for your buck. This is a fantastic fragrance for $13. So definitely think it's worth checking out. Gonna get this on skin, see how it performs, but otherwise, pretty pleased with this one. That's Lattafa's Abigail White. Next up, going to the House of Swiss Arabian with Swiss Arabian's Primal Code. Now I scooped this bad boy up for $25 at Perfume Online, and I've had a few people tell me I need to check out the Primal, what is it, Primal Instinct and the Primal Code, so I scooped up the Primal Code, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna check it out. All right, so there we have the box presentation for Swiss Arabian Primal Code. Typical cardboard box. Does have kind of a nice kind of glossy, like, I think it's a lion that's in there, a little hard to see, but overall just a typical cardboard box. Let's get to the bottle. All right, so there we have the bottle presentation for Swiss Arabian Primal Code. A nice looking bottle. It does have, I do like that kind of tapered shape. It has this kind of band that runs around the bottom with a bit of a rubbery feel to it. Has that logo up top of that Swiss Arabian lion. I'm assuming that's a lion. So nice bottle presentation. Cap on this. Ooh, this has got some weight to it. This is a nice thick heavy metal. I wasn't expecting that. This has got some weight to it. And the atomizer on this. Ooh, nice atomizer. Oh yeah, this shoots halfway across the room. It definitely get the job done. But what does this smell like? So right off the jump, just smelling this in the air from testing that amazing atomizer. Very bubblegummy sweet. It has like some pink pepper that's going on to this one. A little bit of some vanilla, some spice that's mixed in there. And it is a little bit of a familiar scent DNA. I can't quite put my finger on it yet, but I think I might know what they're trying to do here. But let's get this on paper. See what we're dealing with. Yeah, so right away off paper, definitely picking up a nice mix of some very sweet. It's got a very sweet centicord going on to it, but it's mixing in some nice spices. So there's like the pink pepper sweetness that's coming through. There's a bit of cardamom as well. There is some woods that are there, but it's also got a touch of some fruit sweetness going on and a little bit of an aromatic touch to it as well. It's kind of like a clean lavender that's playing in behind. So it gives it a little bit of an airy touch that's really quite sweet, and it definitely has some vanilla going on here adding to that sweetness, but nice mix of those spices, that bubblegummy sweetness, little hints of some aromatics and some woods, very nice. This definitely reminds me of the Armani's Stronger With You style of DNA. Like as soon as this hit the air, the first thing that came to my brain was the Stronger With You, and it actually reminds me a lot, I'm not saying they're identical, but it reminds me a lot of this Armaf. What was this one called again? Victory? The Armaf Victory has a very similar scent profile to that, and it also has little hints of Odyssey Homme White. It has that style of that sweetness with that spice, a little bit of warmth coming through. This one, I'd have to test those other two. I'm not going to do that right now. We're on a clock here, but this feels like it's a little bit more aromatic, but it's same level of sweetness with those spices coming through, and has that Stronger With You style of DNA, maybe a twist on that DNA, but it's definitely in that neighborhood. Let's skip to the dry down and see how this all unfolds, and we'll go from there. We're back. Dry down of Swiss Arabian's Primal Code. In an hour, let it settle down, do its own thing. This did change a little bit from that initial opening. The sweetness is still there, but it has toned down a bit. It still has that bubblegummy sweetness, but a lot more woods have pushed through. Has a bit of like this kind of a thick, sweet style of amber that's working its way through. Some cedar, some gaiac wood that's pushed forward. So this became a little bit more warm and woody in the dry down, but it still has that vanilla that's working its way through. A bit of cardamom is still detectable with this, so it still has that kind of nice spice to it, but it does have that sweetness there. I'm not saying this is not sweet anymore. It definitely is. Just not as sweet as it was in that initial opening, and as it was kind of on its way to the dry down, a lot more woods have come through and a lot more warmth has come through, and it's very, very nice actually. I do enjoy this. And if you're into that Stronger With You style of scent DNA, the original Stronger With You, I think you will enjoy this one. If you like the Armaf Odyssey Homme White, I think you'd enjoy this, or if you've ever tried the Armaf Victory. Very similar. I'm not saying they're identical, like I said before, they're not identical, but very similar scent profiles going on to those ones, and I happen to like those, so I happen to like this. This is a fairly strong, this is pushing off the paper fairly hard still, and it was like one of the first things I smelled when I came back in this room, so I think performance on this is going to be fairly good, but I'll have to get it on skin, give it a test, let you all know, but so far, I think this was a winner. That's Swiss Arabian's Primal Code. All right, last, but hopefully not least, going to the House of Paris corner with their Emir Vibrant Spicy Tobacco. Now I picked this bad boy up for $27 at Perfume Online, and I've had some good luck with this Emir Vibrant series. The Vibrant Vetiver is one of my favorites that's come out recently. Had the Sensual Saffron. I've worn that a handful of times since the unboxing. I believe last week, worn that 2 or 3 times this week, and I really enjoy this one. So I'm hoping to keep the trend going with this spicy tobacco. And I'm not gonna open this with my knife because it's round and I'll cut my fingers, but I'll give you the knife flip just because I know you guys love that so much, but I'm using my hands. All right, so there we have the tin presentation for Emir Spicy Tobacco. I really enjoy the typography treatment on this. I said it with the sensual saffron, but I really like how they do just the scripty font on there. Very, very nice. I like that. All the necessaries on the back, and it does slide off like a so, giving us our typical kind of Byredo inspired fragrance looking bottles. Just a nice round bottle with the round cap. Kind of has a nice matte black finish to this. Very heavy. This has got a lot of weight to it, like deceivingly heavy for this size of bottle. And cap on this, a little bit of weight. It's kind of like a thick acrylic to it, so there's no metal in this, but it's got some girth to it for sure. And the atomizer on this bad boy. Fat sprays, doesn't go too far, but it's definitely gonna get the job done. So what does this smell like? So right off the jump, just smelling this in the air from testing that atomizer. It's a spicy tobacco fragrance, but it has a nice kind of uplifting sweet citrus, the mandarin orange that's coming through. This is apparently a clone of the Byredo tobacco mandarin, I believe. That would make sense in the name. And I've never smelled that fragrance, so I can't compare the two. I can't tell you if this is a good clone of it or not, but that's what they're going for with this one. But so far in the air, this is an interesting tobacco style of fragrance so far. It's different than what I was expecting, so let's get this on paper. So yeah, right off the jump, just smelling this off the test strip. Very much a tobacco forward fragrance, but it has a really nice kind of sweet mandarin that's paired up. So it's a nice contrast between kind of a sweet citrus, this kind of earthy, spicy style of tobacco, little hints of some leather that's worked in there. So it's got this like bold masculine side to it, but the mandarin gives it like a little bit of a playful edge to it. I like this. As this is opening up, there are some spices that are starting to just kind of poke through a little bit more. It's kind of fusing with the mandarin, so it's kind of like a spicy mandarin orange that's laying with like a nice kind of leathery tobacco scent right now. So again, an interesting contrast between these scent accords happening. There is some sandalwood that's starting to move in, so it's like it's smoothing things out just ever so slightly. So it was a little rough in the opening, and not in a bad way. It just had a very bold tobacco spice leather kind of accord going on to it. But the sandalwood is just kind of toning things down and smoothing things out. It's a very nice added touch to this. And I'm enjoying this so far, but let's skip to the dry down, see how this develops, and we'll go from there. We're back with the dry down of Paris Corner's Vibrant Spicy Tobacco. It's been an hour, let this settle down, do its own thing. This did change a little bit from that initial opening. That mandarin orange that was in there, that added kind of a lively, fun edge to that spicy tobacco leather accord that was there. That's really dropped off, and it's almost non-existent at this point. And this got a lot darker, kind of deeper, drier, a little bit more bold and masculine now that that orange has kind of disappeared. There's still a hint of sweetness coming through from that sandalwood. The sandalwood still giving it a little bit of a creamy, woody feel to it. But there is this smoky edge that's appeared. I believe some olibanums poked its way through. And there is a slight hint of some woody oud that's come through. So it has a little tinge of a Middle Eastern vibe. And I am enjoying it, but I kind of wish that mandarin stuck around a little bit longer, to be quite honest. Probably be a little bit of a different story on skin, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this on skin, see how it performs, see if the scent accords change, if that mandarin sticks around a little bit longer. This is pushing off the paper pretty good, so I think the performance on this will be quite nice. I know the sensual saffron it is performing very well so far in my initial testing, so I hope the spicy tobacco does the same. We'll have to get back to y'all and let you know, but so far for 27 bucks, I think this was a decent pickup. That's Paris Corner's Vibrant Spicy Tobacco. All right, so there you have it. That's 3 Middle Eastern fragrances, my unboxing, first impressions, but I want to hear from you guys. What's another Middle Eastern fragrance from any of these houses that you want to see me do an unboxing and first impression of? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different tastes and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.